Welcome back to another Star Wars edition of the Why Are You Laughing podcast show / friendship edition. I, of course, am your host, and it looks to me like I'm not going to make it through this episode, so Romeo's going to do most of the talking.
Hello, Why Are You Laughing fans? It is I, and I am one with the Force, and the Force is one with me.
He's finally here, everybody. I begged and pleaded, and he finally took time out of his busy schedule of sitting down to come on this show.
Absolutely.
So first and foremost, Romeo and I have been huge Star Wars fans from the get-go. I would assume that is right in saying so. And so when we watch a show like The Mandalorian, which is today's topic, as opposed from then to now, like, how excited were you to hear about this series? I know for my part, I was super pumped to have something new finally.
Oh yeah,
it's been far too long.
Super pumped to have something new. And then, of course, being an avid Clone Wars fan and seeing all the Mandalorian stuff going on there, I was very excited to see something in live action.
Yeah, because up until that point, they didn't really have anything like that. I mean, like they had the Clone Wars and they had like little bits and pieces from the original films, but up until that point, we hadn't seen anything like that before. So, to have something like this come along, especially with Jon Favreau at the helm, it's like the show's
absolutely,
dude. It went down the toilet when they tried to sell it to Kathleen Kennedy. Down the toilet.
I can't even disagree with that.
Don't even know where to begin. She just did horrible. I can't help it. It's like you give your child a plate of beautiful food and he just goes, drops it on the floor.
George Lucas gave her the keys to the kingdom and was like, "Here's my vision." She's I got you, George.
But I heard that he might be coming back for season 3.
I also heard rumors of that. I know he was on set a few times for the Mando, so
yeah,
that would be very great.
Well, he's the foundation, man. He's the one that taught everybody how this whole Star Wars thing works.
As C-3PO says, the maker.
Yeah, I'm super pumped.
Exactly.
Like, what do you think? I'm curious as to your opinions about like the Ahsoka series and the other stuff that's coming out, like the Boba Fett series. Like I'm honestly pumped for that because really, if you go back to the arc, he was such a major character in the show and in the movies.
Yeah, I am incredibly pumped because Ahsoka started out as one of the most annoying characters.
Fact.
She kind of had
liked her.
Rose Tico vibe to her. Probably not as bad, but they did some fantastic work with her character development.
Yeah,
that is absolutely for sure.
And honestly, to see her pop up in the series like that, it opens so many doors. They're gonna get to tell her story. I don't know if they're gonna go back in time or if it's gonna be set after The Mandalorian or what it's gonna be. But either way, I'm super excited to see what they do with it.
I hope we get some like Clone Wars flashbacks of like her and like Hayden Christensen. That would be dope.
That would be sick because he's coming back for Obi-Wan, so why not?
Yeah. Do
you believe
Lucasfilm has that money.
Did you think that was going to happen in our time? Like when two of the biggest players in this game are coming back to the series.
Nah, man, I did not see that happening.
The last Star Wars movie we got was in 2000, like our generations. The last Star Wars movie with him, 2009. Did Episode 3 come out?
2005. I remember because
2005.
My father.
You're right.
My father gave me a choice to go see Shark Boy and Lava Girl or Revenge of the Sith, and I picked Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Dog, dumb.
But on the drive there, he was like, "Yeah, so I changed my mind. We're gonna see Star Wars instead." I was a little bit disappointed, but when we walked out of that theater, I'm very happy with the choice.
I wasn't disappointed no more. They're making a sequel to that Shark Boy and Lava Girl, like that's in production right now.
Well, actually, the sequel just came out.
It did?
Yeah, it's called We Can Be Heroes.
Huh?
Well, they're making a sequel to the sequel now. That's what's
Oh,
going on.
I got you.
Yeah, it came out on Christmas, I think. I watched it. Me and Sarah watched it.
Was it awful? Was it terrible?
Oh yeah, it was awful. But I mean, like,
Hot garbage.
if I was a kid, I probably would have been drooling all over it.
Freaking out.
That's just how it works.
That's the thing, bro. It's like when you go to the movies and you're a kid, you're excited for new stuff or whatever, and you really don't care. You kind of just surrender to the fact that it's Star Wars. And, I turn into something like that too, especially with, like, all the newer films that came out, like the most recent trilogy. I'm a fan no matter what. I don't care. But it's just...
Absolutely.
It's upsetting to think that they just sort of rushed through everything and didn't take the time to put everything in order like it should have been.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
they had so many opportunities.
I've heard a lot of people say with the sequel movies, they are good movies, but not good Star Wars movies.
Right. Like they're entertaining.
Watching them the first time through, like, I didn't really understand that, but now I fully understand it, looking at the grand scale of things, looking at how Favreau and Filoni have worked, like,
right.
There's so much missed potential.
There absolutely is, and it sucks that, The Last Jedi didn't do anything for the series whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
It's really too bad because it had potential to be one of the greatest Star Wars movies ever.
Absolutely.
It's like, Empire Strikes Back was probably one of the greatest sequels to ever come out in the business. And that's the only reason to continue doing something is if it's going to be better than the last movie. There was no such thing. They only did a Young Guns 2 because it was better than the last storyline. But a lot of these things just flop for some reason. They cannot get it together. So,
because a lot of it, it's just a money grab. They're like, oh, people like this. Let's
absolutely
work super fast and not actually plan this at all. Let's just wing it. And obviously people are going to pay more money than they did the first time.
I know. I wish that wasn't the case, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
That's why the fans should be making the movies.
I'm excited that they have those series coming back. I'm excited that Mandalorian's going to continue. I don't really know what they're going to do now that the child's gone. Like, I wonder if he's going to go try and rule Mandalore with all those other chicks or whatever, or what they're going to do.
Little Grogu is going to fight Din Djarin for the Darksaber. He's going to come back in like 10 years. He's going to be like teenage size or something like that. Maybe not even.
How old is he in the series? He's like 50?
Yeah. Like 50 or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was 900, so we'll see how that goes.
I know, right? I know. I've heard through the grapevine that Sebastian Stan is going to play Luke in a new series.
That David
I don't
talking
know if
that
I've heard
rumor a
anything
lot
about that, but that's
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I really wouldn't doubt it though, because Marvel and Star Wars are both ran by Disney, so I wouldn't doubt that they could make something like that work.
They're together now,
Mm-hmm.
But no,
maybe even in the new Marvel Cinematic Universe with all the Doctor Strange and WandaVision and stuff going on, maybe we'll see Star Wars interact with Marvel.
Can you imagine? I would be so confused. I think there's so much confusion for everybody.
I know. I'd be super confused, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind it. Like a little cameo of I don't know,
cameos are good.
Like
I love a good cameo. Like that.
Absolutely.
Like that to me was the greatest. Like even Mark Hamill in The Force Awakens at the end of it was just like, wow. Like, wow. And the fact that he
first time I saw that movie, I was dumbstruck.
Oh, me too, dude. Just to have Harrison Ford and Chewie come back, like, that is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, no, I think everyone was pumped when Mark Hamill came back for The Mandalorian. That was, like, without question, one of the biggest finales to ever come across a series.
Yeah, I actually got like emotional. I had
Me
like
too.
my eyes were like
I was
watering
like, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is so crazy. Like, this is absolutely insane. And the minute that X-Wing started to pull up, I'm like, I know exactly who it is. And like, nobody knew. They were bugging out. They're like, oh my God, it's got to be Ahsoka.
I knew. I just
knew
want
it
to
was
say I
Luke.
called it because, they were like a single X-Wing. I'm like, a single X-Wing wouldn't come unless it's a Jedi about to do stuff by himself,
Right.
about to put in work.
Yeah. When did you see Ahsoka fly an X-Wing in the series?
Exactly.
Never.
Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
She probably has like a Mandalorian ship or something if you think about it.
Yeah.
Or she has the she has like the ghost or something like that. I don't know.
I got you. Yeah. No, I'm super pumped if they are gonna do a Luke series. That would be cool. I think it's gonna be tough for people, to accept the fact that it's not Mark Hamill, to be honest. But I think if anyone was gonna do it, I think he could probably do it.
Oh, for sure.
Because he is a brilliant actor.
Oh yeah.
He did such a good job. Like, I think Winter Soldier is probably one of my top 5 Marvel movies.
Yeah, for most people I know, I feel like Winter Soldier is definitely up there.
It was just so good.
List.
It was so good. Like, I can go back and watch any Marvel movie I want, but I always go back to that one. Like, that one's just like, I don't know. It was so much different than the other ones. Like, you got to go and see how S.H.I.E.L.D. worked, It was the first time they really went into the intricacies of like, all the moving parts in the Marvel Universe. So, when it came to, like, phase 1?
I don't even remember anymore, dude. It's been so long.
Phase 2. It was phase 2.
I've been so caught up in the Star Wars stuff, but, like...
That's a fact.
Once I get rewatching it with the wife, so once that's over, we're going to go back and redo the MCU.
You know what I've been watching is the X-Men series.
Oh, yeah, we're in the middle of that, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you guys... What were you guys watching?
We have watched from 1 through Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past was a solid movie.
Oh, yeah, I think that's one of my favorite superhero movies ever, period.
Yeah.
A lot of people disagree, but a lot of people didn't grow up with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
I know.
So.
I know. That's the thing. It's like we were there from the beginning. Because that was Hugh Jackman's first movie was X-Men.
Yeah. Was it his first movie?
Yeah.
His first movie?
Yeah, because he was in the theater before. He did plays like Oklahoma. He sang. X-Men was his first film.
That's insane. 2000, man. I was like an infant. Not an infant, but
I was
a toddler.
I was 5. I was in kindergarten.
Wow.
Yep. No. Is that right?
How old are you?
25.
Okay. I'll be 24 in
I was
February.
5. I was 5, but I wasn't in kindergarten yet. I was in preschool.
Gotcha. I wasn't even in school yet, so.
Got you. I was.
But yeah, man.
I'm old. I feel old. No, but that's a solid movie, and like that's the last time you're ever gonna see all those guys in a room together again.
I know.
Unless
they do like some sort of musical. It could happen.
What?
I don't know, man. X-Men musical, that'd be lit.
No, like there have been rumors and speculations and all this sort of stuff. It's like I think Hugh Jackman would only come back as Wolverine if it was a very, very, very interesting storyline, and there are some key players that would come in to it.
Yeah.
Because
they've already said that there's like they're saying there's infinite universes and stuff now. They could easily bring him back and have it make sense.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I loved every single movie that he did. He really was great. But I think
even Origins.
Yeah, I know. Hey, let me ask you that question then. Why do people hate that movie so much?
I think it's because of the way they slaughtered Deadpool. Just like
True.
his character. He's not. He's not.
He's
I mean,
barely in
Ryan
the
Reynolds
movie.
still had the Deadpool spirit though, but it
He
wasn't
brought the same spirit
nearly.
into the other movies.
It wasn't nearly Deadpool though.
Right. Yeah.
The Chimichanga loving man.
Is that really why though, or
Mercenary.
did people just not like the storyline, or?
I don't know, man. I feel like
Everyone
it's a
just
little bit of
craps on that movie.
all of it. I mean, Hugh Jackman's performance obviously awesome, but one thing that's wrong with the X-Men universe is there's so many continuity errors. But that's what Days of Future Past fixes.
That's right. Exactly. That's the whole thing. Is that he goes back in time in order to fix the future.
Yeah, but that's why the movie's so important. But other than that, like I don't know, man.
I
I mean,
agree.
his brother's Sabretooth.
I know.
But Sabretooth is also an X-Men 1 and is completely different, obviously.
I know. And I'm like, if that
So,
really
like-
was true, it would have been a completely different movie.
Yeah, so there's obviously some stuff going on there. And then, certain things like Charles Xavier being bald like 10 years before, but then like being
When they burned
not
all his
being
hair off in
bald and
Apocalypse.
stuff, Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah. See, I liked Apocalypse because just of Wolverine. Like he just came in right out the gate and just started
oh yeah, that's the
destroying
best scene in the
everybody.
movie.
Like
The best scene
goodbye.
in the movie. Mhm.
I wish that they had gone into his backstory, because like when they found him, this is what messes me up about the whole X-Men Marvel Cinematic Universe, is that they had all these components. They first find Wolverine, he doesn't know who he is. And then by the end of it, it's still confusing. Like I think he finally knows who he is, but he still does not have it all put together.
Yeah,
It seemed to me anyway. I don't know if you feel the same way, but it's just like
I
everything
think
had just gotten messed up.
I think in the end he does know everything. I'm pretty sure like the professors helped him piece back like his mind basically. But with the whole Days of Future Past ordeal, he kind of loses some stuff obviously again.
Right.
Um,
Right, because he forgets where he is.
and he is in a completely different timeline now. So
That's so crazy.
I know.
That's nuts. Did you watch the Rogue Cut?
I have actually not watched the Road Cut,
I
and I've
haven't
always
either.
wanted to.
I was thinking about
I've always
it.
wanted to.
What we should
Yeah.
do is get a movie party together and watch it over Zoom, because you can do that.
I'm totally down with that.
Watch the Rogue Cut. I wonder who would be geeking out this as much as you and I.
I think Jared would totally do that.
Would he? Nice,
Yeah.
man. Nice. I'm down.
I think
for
he's a
that.
Wolvie fan.
Is he?
I think so.
You know what's funny is that Wolverine's name in real life is Jim Logan. Like in the Marvel universe or whatever. And
I mean, James Howlett.
no. No. So my vice principal growing up in high school, his name was Jim Logan.
Wow.
And some people call him Wolverine.
Love that.
It happened to be me, but No, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be super fun to see all these series play out. I wonder what they're gonna do. I never ended up seeing the Phoenix Rising one for X-Men.
Oh, Dark Phoenix. I haven't seen it either.
I didn't.
I just heard so much like stuff about it.
Did you?
Like, we're gonna watch it, but
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it. It's been out for a couple years now, but yeah,
I know.
I never
haven't
got
either.
to watching it.
I just haven't
After,
had any
like-
interest in it.
Yeah, after like what happened with like the new Fantastic
Oh,
Four, and also Suicide Squad, like being super hyped for both those movies and then being completely let down.
Like disappointed.
Like ever since then, when a superhero movie gets rated badly, I just find a hard time trying
to make your own judgment.
watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about, like, how do I put this? Like, do you ever think about the new X-Men movies and think the same things of like the series is not ruined, but it's just not something I want to try because we're so used to all these other actors that have been in the shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just completely different.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm super hyped to see what Marvel's going to do in terms of bringing the X-Men into the MCU.
Yeah. Like they have,
I think
like comparatively,
they announced Fantastic Four finally.
Who's going to be in that? Do we know who's going to be in that?
We don't know officially, but they're saying who plays Jim from The Office? What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, John Krasinski.
John Krasinski and his wife.
Emily Blunt's going to be in it.
They're saying John Krasinski is going to be Mr. Fantastic, and then Emily Blunt's going to be Sue Storm. That's a fan casting, and the fans have been wanting this for years. I would totally love to see that.
I don't want to see that.
No?
No. If I want to watch Jim, I'll watch The Office. Okay? Leave him alone.
Dude, I think he would be a great Reed Richards.
He is a good actor.
All I think is he needs the beard, though.
He needs the beard. Yeah.
And Emily Blunt's already blonde.
What does that have to do with anything?
Sue
Any dumb
blonde.
Momo can go and be a blonde woman if they want to.
She's a great actor, too.
She's okay.
What's that movie? The movie he made.
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. I wanted to say Get Out. That's completely opposite.
Yeah, not close.
A Quiet Place. Quiet Place. That movie's fantastic, in my opinion.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's been done.
No, I think it's good. I haven't seen anything.
You ever heard a little movie called Signs with Mel Gibson? That's the same movie.
All right. No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, in Signs, they're not quiet for like 90% of the movie.
I completely
95% of the movie, more like.
I saw that movie like when I was very, very young, and I had nightmares about it for weeks.
Same, dude. The alien at the birthday party.
Yeah, like we would watch the movie, and then like you'd see the alien in the cornfield, and my sister would pause the movie and just look at the foot that's out there. It's just like
That scene still freaks me out, man. And the CGI is terrible on it, but it freaks me out regardless.
For what it was, is something that we hadn't seen.
I mean, it's a great movie, though. Great movie.
Definitely is.
I'm not like into like horror movies and stuff like that. So that's like
I'm not either.
The furthest I will go into like scary stuff.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. It's just I'm not into that kind of thing either.
Nah.
Doesn't do it for me. But anyway, kind of changing topics a little bit. What do you think about the DC universe? Because they've kind of like tried to stay and fight to stay alive. Basically.
So I do not hate the DC like movie universe, whatever their universe is called now. You hate it, you said?
I hate what they've tried to do to it. I think that
I definitely don't think it's what it could be.
Right.
And they keep trying, like I was talking about before, they keep trying to do money grabs basically.
Right.
And Warner Brothers is full of idiots on the executive helm, obviously, because they keep making the same mistakes. But right. I mean, the ones I do like from there, Man of Steel. Honestly, I love
like
that take
movie.
on Superman.
I
love
that
it.
one. I didn't mind the Man of Steel at all. I thought that was a great movie. I did not like
I've
Batman
heard people
versus Superman.
I've heard people complain about Man of Steel because they're like, they're trying too hard to make him like Jesus. I mean, like,
what?
I mean, obviously not. Jesus was perfect, didn't make any mistakes. This dude's making mistakes back and forth. Facts. And destroying stuff because he doesn't understand his power.
We all know that, Jesus is black.
Exactly. Some say Korean, but that threw me off for a second. Yeah, I mean, I love Man of Steel.
Yeah, I thought it was a great film.
I like Batman vs Superman. I don't love Batman vs Superman. I like Wonder Woman a lot.
Wonder Woman
I haven't
was
seen the new one.
fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one, but I haven't really heard good things about the new one, unfortunately.
I'm kind of curious as to how they bring Chris Pine back into the series.
Yeah, that's really what's intriguing me. And that's what makes me want to watch it the most.
Right, exactly. Like, that's probably the only reason I will go back and watch.
Aquaman, I thought was great.
I liked Aquaman.
Mm-hmm. That movie was awesome, I thought.
I mean, they just...
Visual effects was pretty bomb.
It's crazy that, like... And you know, I'll tell you what I liked about the DC universe. There's a show on Netflix called Arrow. And I never got into any, you know, new shows or whatever, but for some reason I just started watching and I was hooked, bro. And I watched the entire thing all the way through. And I really, really enjoyed the show. I gotta tell you, I did not mind it. I think they did a great job.
Loved Arrow up to like season 3 or 4. I can't remember now. And I was watching Flash like in unison with it, you know. Right.
I wish I was, because I got lost a lot.
Yeah. I even started watching Supergirl a little bit too, but Supergirl's probably like the least good one out of those 3. But personally. But yeah, I got lost with the Flash too. It just started feeling kind of repetitive to me toward the end.
Yeah. Like
all their crossover episodes were great though. They did some great comic book justice. I wish they had like, you know, higher budget for the stuff, but
true.
They did a great job on those crossovers.
Yeah.
And bringing back like old icons and stuff like that.
And they still are, bro. I don't know if you heard this announcement. I think Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman in the Flash movie.
Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard that rumor.
I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Super cool. And Michael Keaton is still such a good actor. Like, he actually really, really knows how to be, you know, a multi-category actor.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's the first Batman movie I've seen. You know, 1989. Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That one and...
I didn't like it as much as a kid, because that one was actually the darker one out of, like, that.
Right.
Saga or whatever.
Yeah.
The ones that came after Tim Burton are absolute garbage now, but back then I actually liked those ones the most for whatever reason when I was a kid. I think you know what it is? It's because Robin was in them. That's why I liked them the most back then.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting because Michael Keaton is, you know, he's going to be in Morbius, which is that movie.
Oh yeah. He's
Vulture.
He's playing he's Vulture.
Like that movie is going to be iconic because it's not a hero movie. Like, really not a hero movie.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it has villains in it. And I think it's going to tell a story that just hasn't really been told. Like, you've only seen Morbius's a little bit of his arc in, like, the DC comics and, like, the different TV shows. But this is going to be really cool to see how they do it.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped to see that.
So that one's weird too, because like the Morbius one is like in Spider-Man's universe, but
right.
Spider-Man is in the MCU universe, but Morbius is kind of like not, because it's like Sony has the rights to Morbius.
Right, so he'll only be in the Spider-Man series then.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I hope it goes good. I actually think Jared Leto's a pretty good actor. I thought I had the highest hopes for him being Joker.
He just sucked. He did not do good playing the Joker. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say about it anymore. I also feel like the writing, I mean, the whole movie was terrible. So who's to say that if there wasn't a better director, he could have been a better Joker?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Did you see Birds of a Play?
I haven't.
Is it Birds of Play? Birds of Fly?
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Yeah. They changed the name of it too. It used to, what was it? It used to be like Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn or something like that.
It wasn't.
Then
that
they just
bad.
changed it.
It wasn't.
I heard it wasn't that bad. I still want to watch it because I mean I like Harley Quinn. I thought Harley Quinn and Will Smith were the best part of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I
Yeah.
think Margot Robbie did a good job.
I like Captain Boomerang too. I thought he was funny.
Yeah, I haven't seen Suicide Squad in a minute. But
we should do a rewatch. Just crap on the movie all the way through.
Oh my word, that'd be hilarious. I would definitely like to see, them expand on, a lot of these characters that haven't gotten the chance to be really visited. I am excited for that new Spider-Man where they're bringing everybody back from the different universes. That is going to be insane. Like bringing back Doc Ock.
Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, so.
Dog.
Everything I've been hearing, I'm like.
It's blowing my mind. It's absolutely blowing my mind. I'm like, this is like, I'm going back into my history.
I rewatched Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire like thousands of times in my childhood. I would rewind that and like Attack of the Clones back to back because they came out around the same time.
Right.
My mom got them both for me on like VHS. Right. So I would just watch them over and over all day.
Dude, I saw the funniest like rewrite on YouTube or whatever. They have Tobey Maguire in the finale of The Mandalorian just dancing and taking out all these Dark Troopers.
I haven't seen that, but I follow this account where they edit him into like the new MCU and like they edited him like fighting Thanos and stuff with Thor's hammer.
That was hilarious. So funny. That was probably the best one.
Oh yeah.
Oh my word. Yeah, I'm excited. Now let me ask you this question. Do you think that there's ever a situation where Iron Man could make another appearance?
I don't think that there wouldn't be. I mean, I have not even thought about that, but I mean,
it's a possibility.
I totally think it's a possibility. And also, I mean, every time Robert Downey Jr. makes an appearance in any of the MCU movies, he gets paid millions. He's the highest paid one out of them all. So I do not doubt that he would do it at all.
He started it all,
Mm-hmm.
Technically, Tobey Maguire started it all, but he did.
I think there would be a lot of ticked off fans though, because they'd be like, like he died for nothing, like his sacrifice, like there's all those people that cry about characters that are dead that get to come back in a cool way, so but who cares about them?
Nobody.
Not me.
The majority of people would be absolutely psyched to see that.
For sure.
Yeah, I think,
dude. I mean, one of the things I wanted to see the most in the MCU was Tony Stark interacting with Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, because they're like two of the biggest geniuses in the
brains.
MCU. So
like him, Bruce Banner, and Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
like I am excited to see where his story goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be interesting to see. But I gotta say, I did not care for the Smart Hulk. I did not like that at all.
No,
I got it, and I know why. But the one thing that I wanted to happen in Endgame, I wanted him and Thanos to just go back and redo their battle. So that way.
I totally agree with that part.
I'm like, dude, you got destroyed. You need to do something about this. You can't just leave it out on the table like that.
I mean, I would have even enjoyed like a third movie where we just see Hulk like on a rampage. Like I still want to. So I wanted so bad for a Planet Hulk movie. You know that storyline?
Yeah, I know that one.
That's kind of like, they kind of fused that with Thor Ragnarok. Hulk being a gladiator and stuff. I mean, that was cool. I loved it, but I would have loved to see like the origin of that and just Hulk like on his own planet, just like destroying people.
It would be super cool because it's like, there's so much about his story. He was one of the originals too, because you had the first one that came out. The first Marvel movie that came out was what? Spider-Man, the first one.
Are you talking about in the like Marvel Cinematic Universe? Because if we're talking about in that universe, then it's Iron Man.
Well, no, because it if you go in the years, Spider-Man came out before Iron Man did, in the early 2000s. So, so I guess I'm not saying chronologically. I'm saying in general. So, you had Spider-Man was the first one, and then and then Hulk came out in 2003.
Oh, that Hulk movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that one's like a different entity though. It's like not the same
Oh, it's not the same.
as like
doesn't count.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those Spider-Man movies and like that Hulk and like Daredevil and like the old Fantastic Four and stuff like that. They're not
Right.
in the new Disney Marvel universe.
Right. Except for Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully.
That's crazy.
Dude, I even like the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but
yeah, I didn't mind those either.
They weren't the best, but I mean, I thought Andrew Garfield did a great job.
He did a fantastic job.
I think there could have been a little bit better writing and not as much like I feel like they did some like I said before, it was kind of like a cash grab.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's like how can we get these fans to come in here and pay for the movie?
Mm-hmm. But
they could have done a better job.
Homecoming, Far From Home, I thought were fantastic.
Yeah.
Homecoming, I thought was hilarious. It was great. I loved seeing like actual young Spider-Man in high school, like being awkward and dealing with teenage feelings.
Yeah. No, he did a great job. Like that. Yeah. Like honestly, he's doing a lot with the character.
Mm-hmm. And it's great too because since they casted him so young, they can have him like all the way into his like Spider-Man's adulthood.
I know.
I'm not saying Andrew Garfield because Andrew Garfield's not Andrew Garfield. Tom Holland. Tom Holland's already an adult, but Peter Parker technically isn't in the story.
True. Yeah, it's crazy. Like when I had watched Into the Spider-Verse for the first time, I was completely blown away by the amount of like timelines that were in the movie. Like I did not expect all of that to be happening at once.
Yeah, dude.
And I think that's what they're kind of trying
I think
to
that's
do.
One of my favorite animated movies, period.
Oh, it was great. It was fantastic. I didn't even want to watch it, but James told me about it and he liked it. So I was like, oh, well, I gotta watch it. So we watched it. And no,
it was beautiful.
It's crazy. Like every geek out there is like having a panic attack right now. It's just like we can't handle all this information. We're like,
like I'm thinking about it now. I've heard people say bad things about like, any superhero movie I can think of. I haven't heard anyone say anything bad at all about Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be.
It's just all around a good movie, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just hope the next one, isn't like a rush cash grab movie. But I don't think it will be.
I hope not either. I think they'll plan it out really good. They're bringing a bunch of characters back. Like when I saw J. Jonah Jameson at the end of that last movie.
Oh my god,
I was
dude!
Like, of course they had to go back and get the man. Who else is gonna play?
Oh yeah.
And now that they have the same guy coming back to play Otto Octavius, and so forth, it's gonna be, and they even have that guy. I'm blanking on his name, William something. The guy who played the Goblin in the first one.
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Dafoe. He's coming.
I almost
back
said
too.
William Zabka.
He's coming back too.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, this is insane.
Is that one confirmed?
Right now. I think it's confirmed.
I mean, whatever. Awesome.
Whatever else, we'll go see it, I guess.
What about my generous proposal?
Oh my god.
He's one of the most quotable movie villains.
Oh,
one of the most quotable superhero
Just
villains.
from that one movie.
Oh yeah.
Avenge me! Yeah, he was nuts. He was nuts in those films. But yeah, a lot of really good things coming up. I think this whole virus thing has like kind of forced people to be like, okay, now that people are watching TV more and more, we need to actually do something in order to make them happy.
They're like, oh, we have time to actually plan out and not do a cash grab without thinking about it.
Cash grab.
So, I think it's dope, man.
I'm pumped.
I feel like we got kind of a little bit off topic, though. I wanted to say. I mean, Lucasfilm announced all these new Star Wars shows and stuff, which I'm like,
Pumped.
losing it about.
Me too.
Losing it about. They're making a Sith Acolyte show or something like that. Like they're making like an anime, which I'm using like some of the best Japanese artists, I guess they said.
What's it called? The Bad Guys?
The Bad Batch?
Bad Batch, yeah.
The Bad Guys, yeah. I like the Bad Guys.
Bad Guys? I can't remember.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm... It's so funny to me to think, like, all these guys that were... hated the new Star Wars movies. Well, I was around with the original 3. Well, hey, now you got more than that because of the original 3.
Exactly.
And you might want to just let it go. Stop complaining. Because the stuff that you're getting now is so awesome. Like, that Ahsoka series is going to be great. The Boba Fett series is going to be awesome, I think.
Oh, my God.
Just the concepts that we have not heard about. They talk about it and they sort of lead at it in a lot of these movies, but we don't know what they're talking about. We hear it, but we're like, oh, we don't know the origin story or where it comes from. So but like filling in gaps there again. The Mandalorian, Rogue One. It's like those were all gap filler movies. Solo.
Oh yeah.
They have the opportunity to sort of fill in the space, and they should, because the concepts are going to be so cool, and Obi-Wan's going to be a gap filler.
Oh my God, man. So I wanted to say, one of the things I want to happen the most in Star Wars, ever since I saw that Vader hallway scene in Rogue One, there is time that they haven't filled in yet that they can have Darth Vader and Maul interacting and fighting. I just want to see that, man, so bad.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's going on with like Maul's crime syndicate and stuff. He popped up at the end of Solo. So like
that's what I'm most pumped about.
Yeah.
Because
all that time in between that and Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And they got Emilia Clarke coming back for what series is she coming back for? I think she's going to be in the Obi-Wan series, if I'm correct.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear about that one, but okay. Emilia Clarke.
Just saying. I would marry that girl. She just looks so happy.
Better you than me, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know where that came from. But anyway, no. Yeah, I think the Obi-Wan series is like what's got most people hyped up. Like they're ready to see how his story continues. Because if you remember at the end of episode 3, they talked about, immortality and Qui-Gon Jinn. And that's the other thing too. If Qui-Gon came back for the Obi-Wan series, it'd be a wrap. He
already, like Liam Neeson was talking about it.
He always talks about it. He always talks about coming back, and he wants to so badly. He's like, I'm down.
It's definitely gonna happen. There's no way it won't happen because he even voiced Qui-Gon in the Clone Wars on a few episodes. I know. So totally do it.
A lot of possibilities. We're gonna see how it goes, and I'm super pumped. I really am. And hopefully, whenever this whole quarantine / COVID stuff ends, we can get together and have some watching parties.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I think it's more fun when you have people who are equally as pumped about what you're pumped about watching the same.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
It's Star Wars, it's a way of life. This is the way. Exactly.
Okay. Well, my friend,
I
grew
up with this stuff,
We grew up with this. That's exactly why we do it. That's exactly why we podcast and let people know that these series are happening now.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready.
Amen, brother.
Thank you for coming on the show, my friend. I always appreciate you being around. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And,
absolutely. Sitting on the couch.
Dude, your first time on the show. Congratulations.
First time on the show,
You
but not
made
the first time on the couch.
That's right.
Woo!
And obviously, look out for those series that we spoke about. And what are they all on? Disney Plus?
Yeah, I think they will be. Nice. For sure.
All right, everybody. This has been a Why You Laughing podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And
we
are clear.